In today's video I will be drilling and tapping the oil pan in preparation for the Lexus IS Turbo, and also I'll be changing the engine mounts and talk about a bit of the problems that I found. So I have the new engine mounts installed. Why would you change engine mounts when you're turboing it? Well, because you have easy access, you have to remove the exhaust headers anyways. And this one was easy. You just undo the bolts from here, undo this bolt and two bolts from below, and you can twist it and pull it out. So this is the old one. Put the new one in. I also retained the original covers because the exhaust will be here, so this will protect these new mounts from heat and possibly oil. Now the other one is way more difficult. As you can see, I have the new one in. The engine is still lifted up. I used the block of wood here and then a jack. And the thing is that it's impossible to get to all four bolts of this thing here. I've seen people who undo three, which I did, and then rotate it, but I couldn't get it to rotate. So what I did, I actually cut off the tip. So I jacked it up and then used the saw from here to cut off the tip so I could get it out. And the replacement mounts, they're not OEM style, as you can see. I could undo these two and put them in two parts. So this way you can slide in the new one. If you're replacing it with the same style, then obviously cutting this will not solve your problem, because if you can't get the old one out, you cannot get the new one in, right? So only if you have like a two-part engine mount like I do. You need to remove the oil pan, because I have drilled and tapped the oil return here. For drilling and tapping, I used 16mm drill bit to make the hole in there. And then I used an M18 x 1.5 tap. These screws or bolts are hidden behind this cross member here. So you really need to jack it up to be able to access those. Got out the oil pan, and as expected I had metal shavings in here. However, some of the shavings looked a bit suspicious. Looked into the oil pickup tube, and here I already removed it, but here was also a piece of metal stuck. The engine hasn't been started since I drilled and tapped this hole. It's possible this has been here for a long time, because I know that the first piston here has been replaced at some point. When I was doing the head, then I could see that 5 of the pistons were the same, and this one was way newer. You could tell already by the color. And definitely don't only remove the oil pan, but also this oil splash shield. As you can see on top of it, there's a huge amount of shavings, which are from drilling the hole, so this also needs to be cleaned. So I did remove one of the rod caps. It does have some scratches. Took out one of the mains as well. This one is immaculate, absolutely nothing. Took out the second. This is from the first cylinder. This has like one tiny scrape here, but this cannot be felt with the finger. So I decided to go with it. I will not pull the engine now, because the rest of everything looks fine. I wanted to point out though that during the drilling it seems that there's some specks of metal that have flown to this side here as well, because earlier I only saw them on this side. From here they have, you can see maybe on this bolt as well, there's like a small speck of metal. So be sure to also check around here to make sure that there's no metal in here. I removed this bracket here. The thing is that once you have manual swapped your IS, you don't need these two ears anymore. So since this is out already, I'll cut these off, because it will make getting to the oil filter much easier. especially this ear here. Do not cut the ear back here, this one is still needed, but these two in the front you can just cut away. The oil feed line is tapped in here. I have here a different banjo bolt that's drilled through and an AN fitting on top. And this goes from here under this hose and under the throttle body motor, and then it goes straight to the turbo. The oil return comes from underneath the turbo. There's a 90-degree angle which has been bent a bit, and then it goes down. See it a bit, yeah, alright, so the return goes to down there, so from here. It doesn't touch anything, it doesn't touch the alternator, it doesn't touch the water hose, so it's very nice. So far I haven't had any problems with the oil return. Comes into here at like 45-degree angle, and then it goes up. As you can see, I have reattached the oil pan, used some nice gasket maker. I've been running these engine mounts now for about a month, and I have to say, if you plan to do highway cruising or longer drives, don't get the aftermarket engine mounts. They really give all the vibration into the body. It's not too bad in the town, it's fine, it's not like horrendous, but when you're like doing longer drives, then it kind of gets to you. I think I might switch back to the OEM style engine mounts at some later point.